Welcome, friends, to Candid Meena. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening. Today it's an afternoon because we requested Samir Wankhede to be with us, and this is the time he has given us, and especially the fact that it is a Sunday. He never gives a weekend because that's when he's working. So thank you, Samir ji, for joining us and
Thank you, Minaji.
being
Thank
with
you.
us. We know how busy your schedule is, and despite that, you have been with us, and also the viewers are all looking forward to hearing you speak.
Thank you very much, Minaji.
Yeah. So let me start the session, viewers, with a little statement. See, one has to burn in the scorching fire before one has proved one's mettle. Most heroes go through the test of fire. The society ordains them to. Mediocres wade through. It's only the exceptional who have to fight. And the fight is a never ending one. This is what Samir Wankareji, who was the dynamic zonal director of Mumbai Narcotics Department, was subjected to. Today, this DRI officer is present with us, and he's equally optimistic as he was when he was in the narcotics department. So, Samirji, I don't know how glad we are that we are able to, tell our youngsters that these are the kind of officers that you need to follow. So, you've set a very, very high example, a benchmark that very few can reach.
See, Minaji, first of all, I would like to thank you, your forum, to call me. In fact, I wanted to talk. I have spoken to few of the, the people who are talking in the right direction. And I was just waiting कि आपसे भी कब मैं बात करूं.
Thank you, sir.
But due to some unforeseen schedules and the things which are happening around us,
Yeah.
because that kept me very busy. In fact,
Yes. Yes.
so I apologize for not
No,
coming
no, not
earlier.
at all, sir.
And
We are so
today
delighted.
I had made a point, last week when
Yeah.
came in contact with you. Okay, definitely I need to, come and interact with you all. So thank you for calling me here and expressing my view today.
Yeah.
So first of all, the issue is when these things, when you do your job with utmost honesty and integrity. So these are the challenges what we face. Sadly, this is the thing what we have been seeing.
Yeah.
And when you implement one constitution, when you implement one rule, and try to equally enforce the laws of the land.
Yes.
So these things are the professional hazards.
Yeah.
These things are the professional thing what you face. So not necessarily I was not anticipating or expecting these kind of
Yes.
thing. In fact, I was shocked and surprised that
Mm.
these things came up 16 years after my service.
Yeah. Yeah.
These things should have come during my initial
Earlier.
3 4 years. I was
Yes.
expecting these kind of things.
Yeah.
So when you try to implement the law of the land in an equal manner, so these things happen. So this is the
Yeah.
system. And if for the viewers also, and for Minaji,
Yes.
hello,
Yes. You're with me. Yeah.
am I audible?
Yeah. You're audible. Yes. Yes. Definitely.
I cannot hear you. In fact,
Would you like to
you're not
rejoin
audible.
again? Would you like to sort of rejoin again, sir?
I'll do one thing. I'll join again because I
Yeah.
cannot
Please.
hear you
Please.
basically. I'll
Yes.
join
Please.
again.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes. We can hear
Huh.
you. Yes.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this see, whenever such things happen, also I am really honored. Government of India gave me lot many opportunities to do the national service, and these things are expected. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not
Absolutely.
bogged down or scared. And in
Yeah.
fact, whenever such things happen, we should not be kind of depressed or scared
Yes.
or something
Yes.
like that. No, absolutely no. When your hands are clean, you need to be, you cannot be scared of
Yeah.
anybody under the sun.
Yeah.
And that in fact gives me an opportunity to improve more. What
Absolutely.
errors might have happened, or
Yeah.
what bona fide mistakes might have happened, it gives you a chance to improve. So these things are not demoralizing or scaring me. In fact, it is making me more tougher. My
Yes.
resolve becomes more strong, to fight these kind of things.
Yeah. So we'll move to the first point, Samirji. We have always wondered how patriots are made. We feature several people on our program who reflect the quality of patriots. And one thing you realize that it is family background that influences and the education that shapes a person's personality. From what we have seen, you come from a family of fighters, be it your father, your mother, or your sister. So tell us, how was it growing up under your parents' influence, and what are the values that you learned? Because I know very
Uh,
well that your mother was a social worker and your father was in the police service, and the kind of character they had. Because even when we watch your father on various television programs, you can see the kind of grit that he's made of. And obviously, this has, rubbed on to you and Yasmin. So please tell us about how your growing years and the influences.
See, Meenaji, we come from a very humble background. My father, he faced many difficulties in his life, and I said, we don't come from a very good affluential family. He was coming from a place called as Washim, and in fact, after facing lot many hardships, he did his post graduation, and after that, he entered the uniform services.
Yeah,
And right from the and my mother, see, my mother and father, it's an altogether different story.
yeah,
At leisure, we can talk. It was a love marriage of me and
yeah,
my father. And my mother
yeah,
was coming from a good affluential family.
yes,
But due to the intercaste marriage, so the social kind of fabrication during that time, so they had some initial issues, and but due to the from the society, and after that, my mother, she was very much into social service right from
yeah,
start, and she didn't have that kind of opportunity to be that well read, as my
yeah,
father was. But the kind of pedigree what she was coming in was definitely one of the things right from the childhood. I was listening about nationalism, the stories, what she used to tell us of national heroes right from my childhood, and the place where we stayed was very much secluded, so I didn't have that kind of opportunity to mingle with lot many people.
uh,
So my mother was my best friend during that time. My mother and my sister was my best friend, they were my
yeah.
best friend. So she used to
I
part in all the
remember,
stories,
I remember
yeah.
Yasmin told me that, see, once your mother told you to sit in one corner and wait, and she wanted to go and play. And despite her calling you, you didn't go because your mother told you to wait there.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a kind of a very disciplined childhood what I had, And for me, entertainment was the stories, And I remember Amar Chitra Kathaएं she used to read, and she used to let us know. So during that time, only in the childhood, I used to. I remember she told me the story of Shahid Bhagat Singh, and I was, completely impressed during that time. And I was hardly 5, 6 years old,
Yeah,
a kid during that time. And after that also lot many national heroes story, she used to tell me. Chhatrapati Shivaji, then Tanaji Malasure, and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So these were the stories what I used to listen from childhood, and that inspired me. My father, looking at my father wearing uniform was also very much inspirational for me. In fact, they didn't give me any option, they wanted me to either join the army, and either to join any kind of police force where you can serve the nation. And right from childhood, my mother made a point very clear, okay, Sam, you don't have to go anywhere, you will just serve the nation, that's it.
yeah.
That I didn't have any other option also right from my
Option.
childhood. My father, when I was little grown up, kind of in my secondary. So initially my father told me to join the RSP, then after that he told me to join the NCC. So he groomed me like that right from childhood.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, due to some issues, I couldn't make into the military school,
yeah.
now to my destiny would have been different,
Would have been
serving my
different.
nation on the borders,
Yeah,
but so the age was an issue, and but later on I tried, and made my mind to join the civil services. So right from the childhood it was like that discipline, like kind of lifestyle, going to military camps, going to NCC camps, naval camps, and all those things.
so
So
what
no
was
option for me, only Desheva was an
yeah,
option.
yeah. Any incidents that you can tell us about your father or mother that still remain in your mind that have impacted you?
See, two, three things I remember that very well. I mean, I have never shared all these things with anybody apart from my wife Kranti. So one incident I remember very well. In fact, as told to you earlier, very disciplined background. So one fine day, we were, having breakfast in my house when I was going to my school. So we didn't had, due to some, some mistake or something like that, we were short of bread during that time.
Yeah,
And it might be hardly, I might be what 6 to 7 years old.
yeah,
So what happened? My mother told me, we are having short of bread. So what you can do is you can just go to the grocery store
yeah, yeah,
and you can get the bread immediately, because I was getting late for my school
yeah,
also.
yeah,
So I just rushed to the grocery store. It was a kind of a very rudimentary kind of a
yeah,
grocery store where you don't get all the things. So I saw the bread. It was kept on the shelf, and
yeah,
nobody was there to attend. Absolutely nobody was there. It was morning, some 7:30 or 8 or something like that.
yeah,
So I went there, and I waited for the storekeeper to come. Nobody was there, and I just waited 2 3 minutes, 5 minutes, getting late for school. So what I thought was, I'll take the bread, come back, tell my mom, "Ki, mom, nobody was there," and you
yeah,
pay
yeah,
after that. So without asking anybody, I mean, 6-year-old kid,
yeah,
So I just took a packet of it and rushed home back. Hey, mom, I got it.
yeah,
Then my mom asked me, how much did you pay? And I gave the money back to my mom. Ki, mom, this is the thing. Nobody was there, so you can go
yeah,
and pay them. Nobody was there. So that was the time she blasted me like anything, without anybody's permission. How did you get it? So that was the thing. And then I went, what do you call it? I was not fed during that day. I went hungry. She didn't
yeah.
give me anything, and that was a punishment to me. Without asking, how dare you do like this? Without, you could have waited, you could have come back like
Yeah,
that. And without asking anybody, how did you touch it?
yeah.
So that
So
was
that
the
is something.
punishment I never forget
Yeah,
in
you
my,
never forget.
entire life. Okay, this is wrong, and I could have done that. And my intentions were very clear. It was a bona fide intention. I'll wait for the
Yeah,
person to come, but it didn't turn up.
yeah,
So that was the incidents I still remember in my life.
yeah.
So you do it,
So I
you
think the
wait,
same
you do it the right way.
the same sort of qualities were there in Yasmin as well. Because when I spoke to Yasmin, I could see that fiery spirit, at the same time the kind of principles that have been inculcated by her. Now, as a brother and sister, what was the kind of relationship that you had with Yasmin?
See, I have a very small family, me, my father, my mother, and we don't have much relatives in
Yeah,
Mumbai. In fact, we have all our relatives in our village, father's side. My mother's side, very few people are unfortunately alive, or they are there in our lives. But for me, my best friend was my sister during the childhood. And the same kind of, and still till today, she is one of my best friends. Anything, in fact, what things I don't share with Kranti, I share with my sister.
yeah, yeah,
And she has been, and she loves me a lot. She, like my mother, she's 1 year elder to me. But anything is there, first thing I would like to call my sister and share the things with her. So she has been a big support in every support, be it right or wrong. She's there with me, standing. And on the roads, on the field, you might have seen in this fight also, she's not
yes,
scared of anybody.
absolutely, yeah, yeah,
And in fact, my stand was like that, ke bhai aapko, there were some unscrupulous people around who were trying to defame us, defame
yeah,
my family. सो मेरा तो उनको कहना यही था भाई, कि आप मेरे तक तो बाद में पहुंचोगे, मेरे घर की जो नारी शक्ति है, वही झेल लेंगी आपको पहले। कि आप पहले उनसे फाइट करो,
uh,
वही सक्षम है, हमारे घर की औरतें, हमारे
uh,
घर की नारी शक्ति सक्षम है, दुर्गाएं सक्षम है आपको
yeah,
झेलने के लिए। मैं तो बहुत आगे बाद
uh,
में आऊंगा।
uh, including Kranti. Kranti
Yeah,
is also
including Kranti,
giving
and they
left and
were
right.
only capable of handling them.
Uh, but
So
also,
I'm very proud that
I
my
think,
sister is there,
yeah,
like my mother, she is there, and I very, and never I remember I had any kind of animosity or kind of,
mm,
होता भी है ना, भाई बहनों में झगड़े भी होते हैं,
yes,
but never I've seen my
never.
43 years of life I've seen any kind of acrimonious relation. I have no, never I've seen that.
And she's doing a lot of things as a lawyer. She's also running an NGO to help women and children. That's what I heard from her. Absolutely
See,
remarkable.
there was one NGO which my mother had made called as Durga NGO, and she had adopted unprivileged children. Say I don't remember the number. It was every time varying,
Yeah,
and that my mother had made it basically. And I said that she was a very active lady,
yeah,
active business lady, but unfortunately not that well read. So that was one of the kind of handicaps what she had. But whatever in her life she did, I'm very proud on her. I cannot match her feat in any way. The kind of love, the kind of empathy what she had towards the unprivileged, underprivileged
Yeah,
children, and the kind of charity what she had done in life, I cannot do that.
yeah,
However big or however wherever I reach in my life, I cannot match her stand.
yeah,
So the same thing my mother inculcated, and Yasmin also carried on the same thing. Unfortunately, she was also targeted because
yeah,
of her approach.
yeah,
The kind of coloring, the kind of allegations, sadly, woman that too,
yeah,
that was made on her, but she fought with flying
yeah,
colors.
yes,
I'm proud of her,
absolutely.
and she's still doing that.
Yeah,
All domestic violence cases, and she's specializing on women only,
yeah,
women related issues where there is a kind of violence against a woman, some kind of matrimonial kind of things,
yes,
underprivileged children, POSCO cases, and all those things she's handling.
yeah. See, Samir ji, you're very, very sure about what you do. How did you meet Kranti, and what were the qualities in her that you liked? Because for us, she comes across as a very strong and bold woman who will not take any nonsense in her, press conferences. Raw.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. She's another fighter, and I'm so happy. Okay, again, one more Durga in my life. And see, Krantika and I share a very, very long relation, which rarely anybody knows. I've seen media reports misreporting where I met her and what, but those things are, but with you, I can at least share that. Kranti has been my childhood friend,
Yeah,
and right from when I was 17, we were in the same college, in fact. And during that time only we were not good friends, I would like to
yeah.
say, because she used to bully me, during that time. And
Uh,
I used to despise her. Okay, what kind of nonsense lady she is, and she was bold that time only, in
yeah,
fact.
yeah,
And I met her during my college days, and due to the professional commitments, also studies, also we couldn't be in touch
yeah.
after the college time. And then I met her in
All this
around
was in
2000.
it was in Bombay, sir.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, in
Yeah,
Bombay only. We were studying in same college,
yeah,
and we knew each other during that time. And after that also, and after that we segregated because of our professional commitment. She was
yeah.
into dramatics. I
Yes.
wanted to study civil services, and then after that we were not in touch.
Mm.
Rarely sometimes we used to be in touch. But
Okay.
after that, in 2011, we connected with each other, and then after that we were good friends also, and family friends. In fact, she used to visit my house. She was Yasmin's good friend
Yeah.
during that time.
Uh,
And then after that, in 2017, we finally decided to tie the knots, in fact.
No, also very, sort of, upsetting was the fact that she did mention that, people came into the house and also tried to, accost them. And you have two small children. So she did get scared at that time when, the attack was on the family as well. So, yet she has braved it, I suppose.
See, Minaji, unfortunately, in my career, I have seen people putting allegations on the officers. I've seen that. That's a common
Yeah.
phenomenon when you fight the odds.
Yes.
But rarely I've seen such kind of thing where such kind of vindication where
Yeah.
they're
Vicious
attacking
attack.
women of your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was very, very unfortunate. Never have seen this kind of vindication and this kind of action. And unfortunately, there were some threats which were coming to us via social media also. The kind of threats what I cannot in fact mention on your channel.
Mm.
Such kind of
Okay.
open threats are coming
Yeah.
that we reported to the concerned agencies. And one of the incidents also happened like that. Some people posing as policemen, and during that time we sadly you people were there with us, but there were some unscrupulous people who were having power in the system.
Yeah.
And the situation was very bad. Openly threats were coming in, and one fine day I remember there were some people posing as cops,
Yeah.
and they entered our building, and I was not there. I was fighting outside, and they came up to the residential premises. And but fortunately for me, immediately informed the seniors officers who were posted here, and told them such and such thing are happening, and finally people are coming to our houses
Yeah.
basically. And the kind of threats what we were receiving, and the threat was really very potent during that time.
Yeah.
But the police and the law enforcement took cognizance of that, and they took the relevant action. And in fact, now also, we are ready to fight. See, uh, as stated by and inspired by my mother and father, we are born warriors out here to fight all the odds.
Yeah.
But the small children are not game for
Yeah.
that.
Exactly.
Basically, the children are just small as 3 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
So today also, in fact, whenever any bell rings, so there is
They're
a state
scared.
of panic. For the small children, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
But things are fine. We are there
Yeah.
to protect them. We are there to save them.
Yeah.
So these
So
things happen
Biju,
with us.
yeah. So Biju, see, I've been reading a lot about your background, and when you were in customs, apparently, you were so tough that even when the people flying from outside used to skip coming to the Bombay airport, they would go to other airports just because they knew that you were having a night shift. So, and we've heard a lot of incidents. Could you tell us a little bit about that time and a few anecdotes?
See the sadly what happens is in our country, we are I might be wrong also, that is my personal view. Okay, we are stricken with this kind of a syndrome called as we are making false idols, what I
Yeah,
believe out here. And for anybody of a sane mentality, for us the idols, for me, if I talk about, my idol would be AP Honorable Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam.
yeah,
My idol would be Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar.
yeah,
My idol would be Baba Amte. My idol would be Captain Vikram Batra,
yeah.
Captain Anuj Nayyar. So these are my idols for me. And if I happen to click a selfie, I will click a selfie with them
With
if they would have been
yeah,
with us.
yeah, yeah,
So unfortunately, we make false idols, and same happens with I've seen lot many people. These kind of people, whenever they used to come to the airport, so the law enforcement and the human beings है सब है, तो वही photos निकालना Facebook पे post करना, these kind of cultures
yeah,
used
yeah,
to happen. And I made it pretty clear that these are no idols for
yeah,
us. For
yeah,
us, the idols are what I've mentioned to you. The
yeah,
army, in fact,
exactly.
the army Jawan will be an idol for me.
Yeah,
Without thinking about anything, he's standing on Indo Pak border and braving bullets for us. So they are the idols, and these are the people who will, if you want to give any concessions, kindly give to them.
yeah,
So I stopped that practice.
yeah,
Fortunately for me, my seniors, my department stood by with me, and for me, there is one single constitution. For me, there is one single custom act during that time which is
yeah, yeah,
implemented, and that will be followed.
yeah,
Protocol in all, if we want to give any concessions, they will be senior citizens, they will be the army people, they will be the people who have gotten Bharat Ratna for us,
yeah, yeah,
who are our pride and glory. So for them, all the protocols will be there, and I will go and receive them at the right from the plane to give them honors, not the kind of false idols what we have in our life.
yeah, yeah,
So that I did, and after that, secondly was also the public confidence what you have. And what I've seen was there is a line, and whenever people come to the airport, there is always a scare of the immigration, the customs,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
ड्यू टू दी थिंक अरे कस्टम वाला पकड़ लिया, बहुत परेशान करेगा, XYZ होगा हमारे साथ में, these kind of things are there, sadly this kind of perception
yeah,
exists. The thing was, when the checking used to happen, when people used to stand in a queue and all those things, and when some kind of false idol and some kind of false people like that they come, so who don't tend to follow the law
yeah,
of the land.
yeah,
And so for me, I was seeing senior citizens following the law,
yeah,
people who are coming from Dubai, people who are
yeah,
coming from Saudi Arabia, the poor
yeah,
laborers,
yeah, yeah.
who are staying away from their mothers, from their
For so
wife,
many
from their
years, yes,
sisters for 3 years, working in
yes,
scorching heat, and saving some kind of money for their children,
yeah,
getting in jewelry for them.
mm,
And there we are very actively, charging duty from them,
yeah, yeah,
and and he is also poor guy, So for me, when we are doing this, we need to do with other people also who
yeah,
tend to afford to pay duty. And they were having expectation from me. They are seeing कि हम लोग line में खड़े and what this officer is doing.
mm,
So I did justice.
mm,
Whatever the law said, I did that, and I don't have any regret for that. And fortunately, my seniors also supported during that time, and the department was also very much active. Whatever is there, the same law will be implemented for everybody, and I did that.
yeah. I remember Sabiji. See, when we were small, like when I was in college, my father used to, whenever we used to go to India from travel from Iraq, when we reached the customs, my father is a very righteous officer, and he would follow the rules. No, nothing. He would not allow anything hanky panky, and that's what he taught us. Now, when he would reach the customs, I would find him very nervous. So I would ask my mother, I mean, we're not carrying anything. Why is daddy so scared? And why does he get nervous? So he said, no, it's just that he wants to make sure that the rules are followed, and he does not land in any, even a small sort of a
Trouble.
mistake.
True.
So that's something I've grown up with, you know. So
Yeah,
it's
that is that is there in the mind basically, but if you're clean, I don't think so any issues happen. And
yeah,
now now the era of RTI is also there, transparency is there.
yes,
So
yes,
those were the earlier regimes basically, where the law was followed very strictly. But now
to the
after
best.
the era of liberalization, globalization,
Yeah,
and transparency, I don't think such things happen. If any
yeah,
grievance is there, senior officers are there, senior IRS officers are there, who are
yeah,
also good.
yeah,
So immediately the redressal of the grievances are done nowadays.
yeah, yeah. So moving on to your when you moved to the narcotics department, what we as a public, Samiji, what we have seen is when we did not initially know you, so we would watch you on the screen, a very serious officer running up and down, and always busy, and always trying to avoid the press. So it's only later on when you needed to talk to the media that you started taking out some time for the press, and that too only when you felt that you were being cornered by certain people. So in this field of narcotics, you were caught in a very tough situation because the players are there from all sides. It's not only the drug peddlers and the drug nexus, but also many people who are involved in it from other sides as well. So the focus started coming on you, because suddenly, though you've been doing this for such a long time and you've been catching people left and right, when a few names started coming into the limelight, they felt they were being targeted, and they felt they were being exposed. See, it's at this time that they felt that perhaps you are becoming a sort of a nuisance value to them. So the that is when the attack on the family started, the attack on you personally, your father, your mother, your sister, and even your dead mother, and your wife. So it's something, Samiji, we all know, because in our fields, whether it is journalism or any other fields, it's always been such that they cannot stand people who excel in their job. They would prefer mediocres who go about their work. For us, as the audience or the public, we really came to know about narcotics only after the death of SSR. We didn't know that it was so deeply entrenched in the system, in the Indian system. And then we come to know that there's an officer like you who's been working so hard to sort of expose them and also bring them to book. And this is not the only job that you were doing. You were also speaking to a lot of the younger generation and trying to guide them to come on the right path, and also advising their parents. In this field, Samirji, this jungle that you were, with your team, and we all know that you had a small team because of the kind of funds that are given to NCB. You were fighting a very, very huge battle, because the drug nexus is not a easy one, and the kind of criminals there are, I mean, are very difficult to be tackled. You went into areas that were very dangerous, and see, we were seeing it as a public. We knew you were attacked several times. There were times when you came back wounded, your team was wounded. Could you speak about this experience, Samirji?
The experience was, again, I never bothered about such kind of attacks. I never bothered as any kind of danger. In fact, I tell my family also, if anything happens to me, I will be very fortunate. If anything happens to me in the line of duty. So I never bothered about that. Never any kind of thing. Laying your land, laying your life for your motherland, that can be the highest honor for you. So it never bothered me, number one.
Yeah,
Number two, see, regarding if we talk about drugs, we have two major issues in our country right now. One is narco terrorism, which is a very, very big issue when we talk about drugs. So this is related, it has unholy nexus with terrorism also. So that is a major issue for us. And secondly, what I said is terrorism and insurgency. So these are the two major issues what we have with us. Coming back to narcotics, what I've served in, it has become a very very major issue in all the metropolitan cities. We're not talking about
Yes.
Maharashtra and Goa, of which I was the zonal director.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we are talking about the entire nation. Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Home Minister, whenever they have an opportunity, they say the same thing regarding terrorism, and we have zero
Yeah.
tolerance policy against it. See, the growth of the nation is run by the youth.
Yeah.
And if the neighbors or anybody, if the kind of gangs, organized gangs, the agents, they have the sinister design of poisoning the youths out here.
Yeah.
So we were trying to fight them, and irrespective of the powers, positions, and the status, we try to implement the law, the NDPS Act, what we had right now. Coming to the statistics also, I was being targeted. I was being, there were some section of the media also I would like to take where I was being thoroughly criticized कि ये तो सिर्फ celebrities को target करता. These kind of
Yeah.
words were being used against me. But for me, if you look at the statistics also, uh, who are the major people whom the NCB during that time took the actions? They were major 14, 15 gangs,
Yes.
major people who were belonging to the dirty underworld gang headed by the international terrorist Dawood Ibrahim.
Yeah.
There were hardcore suppliers, there were hardcore peddlers. If you see the statistics, and the people who are having a so-called face value were very minuscule, hardly four or five.
Yeah.
So these things were very wrong to talk about. Nobody talk about the kind of Nigerian cartels
Yeah.
what we busted. Nobody speak about the kind of Pathan gang what we neutralized in places like South Mumbai, like Dongri, Nagpada, Agripada, where a lot many before me, the law enforcement agencies were having problems in facing these
Yeah.
kind of things. So nobody spoke about that. But when you caught about one or two the kind of people, then the thing starts. He's targeting kind of so and so people and so and so people. So that my only thing will be, I'm just following the law. We have
Yeah.
nothing personal against anybody. Wherever there is a violation, we are paid for that.
Yeah.
We are getting our salaries, we are substantiating our salaries, we are doing a
Yeah.
job, we are just serving the nation.
Yeah.
Secondly, the kind of we knew right from the start the kind of people whom we are dealing with,
Yeah.
the kind of the narco trade has its tentacles spread across the entire system, the society. We know that they're very powerful, and they can go up to your family also.
Mm.
But nonetheless, our job is there. As said again, national service is there. Nothing can deter us. Nothing can bother us. And I will keep on doing wherever I'm served.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm being posted, I will do the same thing. I'll just follow the law. I'm a government servant.
Yeah.
And government servant कहने से my status is मैं जनता का नौकर हूँ.
Mm.
That means I'm the servant of the people,
Yeah.
and I'm serving my nation, and I'm whatever orders the government give, I will follow that.
Yeah. So I know you may not be able to comment on certain things, especially on cases which are under investigation, but we would like to hear from you in general. See to what extent the drug menace has penetrated our society. We've seen drug parties being organized by celebrities from Bollywood and setting a bad example for our young generation. It seems to have spread all over India. There are cases reported from Kerala. Recently, it resulted in the death of two young models, who were in a beauty pageant. It's a very serious problem. We know the opium cultivation is rampant in Afghanistan, and it is pushed to the world market by Pakistan. It is pushed into India through Pakistan and also by sea to Gujarat coast. Can you tell us the modus operandi?
See, Meenaji, it would not be appropriate for me
Okay.
to identify any kind of trade or profession.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
not like to go into that.
Yes.
It as said, NDPS drug problem is a general problem for the nation, and it is across each and every profession and streams and ages, sexes, and
Yes.
everything it is. So I cannot just generalize on one thing and give any comments on that.
Yeah.
But as said, yes, it is a very very serious problem for us, for our youth, and especially when the drug problem, the during our youth or childhood, we come across two kind of drugs like charas and ganja.
Yeah.
We don't know anything else apart from that. But the dynamics of these kind of cartels and gangs have completely changed now.
Yeah.
The faces of the people who are supplying and peddling have also changed. Gone on the
Changed.
days we what we see on the movies, kind of
Yeah,
typical dons
absolutely.
and peddlers. No, it is not like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Apart from narco terrorism, what you rightly mentioned, okay, the huge quantum of heroin coming to our country from neighboring countries,
yeah,
that is a big time problem, and which is having connotations of narco terrorism. So it is as serious as that.
yeah.
India has become a dumping ground, a transit point, a consumption point. So that is one very difficult thing what you are facing. The second issue, what I would like to, spread awareness also. I would like to take your platform on that regarding the dangerous face of dark web, basically.
Dark web.
Now it is a problem for us, and if we don't check into it, look into it, it will become a Frankenstein monster
Yes,
in certain
yes,
days, in few days.
yeah,
So dark web, then after that, the unholy nexus of dark web with cryptocurrency. From there, the drug is coming
yeah,
from foreign countries to the country, and the operators, sadly, I would like to say, are youths out here who are well educated, who are technically savvy,
yeah.
and they are the people who are operating all these things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So this is another dangerous thing. If we don't try to stop it
Also,
now, that will
synthetic
go out
drugs.
of hand now. So this is the
Yeah,
time to look into it,
yeah.
spread awareness. All the law enforcement agencies, including where I've been serving into, are looking into it, and we are, facing this kind of monster now.
Also, I suppose synthetic drugs coming from places like China. There was this case, of course, I'm sure you wouldn't want to comment on it, but just let me mention it. The case of Janvi Kukreja, where this young girl went for a party, and it was New Year's Eve, and she did not know what she was getting into. The next night, she was killed, and apparently, there were drugs and alcohol served at the party. And from what I have put together, I've also understood that exactly as what you said, there are some children, who are now, sort of marketing drugs and getting heavily paid, from which they go for holidays and other things. And this is what is, sort of destroying the younger generation. And many of the parents don't know about it. When they send their children for parties such as this, they don't know what is happening inside the party. And there was even a drug peddler present. So could you just tell us about this scenario, Samije?
See, these are
how
the
the drugs how the drugs get spread.
yeah, these are the right things what you have mentioned. See, what happens is that first the person gets into consuming,
Yes,
and there are certain kind of groups
yeah,
where if you don't consume drugs, you're not cool.
yes, peer
So,
pressure.
in order, peer pressure, what we call is, in order to have an acceptance in that kind of society, in order to have an acceptance in that kind of group,
Yeah,
you need to satisfy your other colleagues.
yeah,
अगर आप drugs नहीं पियोगे तो you're uncool, you're an uncle,
mm,
you're a mama kind of thing. You know
yeah,
what
yeah,
the youngsters talk about.
yeah,
So to in order to satisfy that, they start consuming drugs for acceptance. So slowly these things turn into a habit,
yeah,
and the synthetic drug, what you rightly mentioned, are very expensive. Drugs like methamphetamine, mephedrone,
yeah,
methacillone, then MDMA, ecstasy, yaba pills. These are synthetic kind of drugs which are very expensive to be gotten into the market. In order to cater that, then what happens initially, they ask from the parents, and when that also stops in, so what do you do? How do you cater to your needs and to your addiction? Then they enter into peddling. So we have seen lot many cases, youngsters, youth coming from affluential families into
yeah,
drug trade. They're selling the drugs in order to cater their own kind of addiction. Slowly, then these people enter into crime, and right from peddlers, they graduate to becoming suppliers. And then after that, these are the kids who then call in from dark web, cryptocurrency, and then after that, foreign drug comes in, and then they become kind of kingpins. So we have busted such kind of modules also. So I would like to, through your channel also spread to the viewers and the listeners, if there are some parents who are listening to that, kindly have a check on the kids. Whenever you find him aloof, not talking to you much, the appetite getting decreased, the
yeah,
sleep
yeah,
patterns getting disturbed, and more and more on internet, and he's not sharing with you what exactly is happening. Then there is an absenteeism in the colleges also. You receive lack of attention
yeah,
complaints from the college. So it's high time to get into the issue. And for that, there are a lot many NGOs also where which provide rehabilitations, and
yeah,
after that you can in fact consult a NCB also. You can request the local police also who can get you across.
yeah. Uh, there seems uh, there seems to be a political connection also for the drug mafia. a senior Kerala politician's son was under investigation for this. There are allegations that in Punjab also, politicians are hand in glove with the drug mafia. Do you think the law has to be amended so that it's easy to prosecute the offenders? There are these laws have to be. See, for example, now initially we say that they have only a few grams of drug, so let them go. But that's not the only case. Where did they get it from? And who are these people who are giving it to them? And how do you know that they are having only this? Maybe they're showing that much. They may have a lot more behind. So why do you think that our law needs to be amended in such a way that our children are protected more?
See, Meenaji, regarding the first part of your question
Yes.
regarding the system, I would not, being a government servant and in
Yes.
service, I would not like to
Yeah,
comment on
absolutely.
anything like that,
Yeah.
number one. And the second, coming to the second part of your question regarding the quantity and the amendment of the act.
Yes.
See, already our NDPS act is a very stringent act.
Yeah.
And as stated earlier, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Home Minister, already they have made it very clear there is zero tolerance on the drugs. Amendments are some kind of amendments are happening, and the policy makers and the decisions are being taken. I would not like to comment on that.
Yeah.
But as coming back, NDPS acted itself in its present stage is very stringent one. And if there is kind of sections of people talking about, अरे ये तो पकड़ लिया है, इतनी छोटी क्वांटिटी है, 1 ग्राम है, 2 ग्राम है, 3 ग्राम है, these kind of criticisms also we listen. So my question to them is, अगर 1 ग्राम है, 2 ग्राम है, तो उसको क्या छोड़ दिया जाए?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So when the law is not differentiating anything like that, there is a commercial quantity, there is a intermediate quantity, there is a small quantity.
Yeah.
So when the law stipulates punishment for the small quantity also, should we leave it? 1-2 ग्राम करके छोड़ दूं मैं? I cannot do that.
Yeah.
Be it 1 gram, be it 1000 kgs also, we'll follow the same law. When the law is restricting it, banning it, prohibiting it, we cannot go. Be it 1 gram, be it 0.1 gram also, we will go after that.
Samiji, in your experience, what is the most tough experience or episode where it has been a threat to your life, and the way these people have these drug peddlers have behaved with you or and your team?
Uh, See, this kind of experiences or life-threatening situation. During my time in NCB, I would like to say is everyday operation was a risk for us. Everyday operations, because contrary to the belief of some people, कि we only target X and Y people. Our major thrust was the teenagers and the organized syndicates which are operating from slums, communally sensitive places, jungles, jungle tracks. So these are the places operations where we have conducted. More than 100 cases have been booked in last year itself, and I have no inhibitions in sharing. These are all against hardcore drug peddlers. So there were a lot many gangs, as I said, what we neutralized legally in South Mumbai also, which were life threatening for us, where we recovered lot many pistols, then drug valuing 12 crore rupees, huge amount of cash we recovered, and despite being a very communally sensitive area.
Yeah.
So that was one I remember. Then one incident I remember was there was one very dangerous Nigerian cartel, which was operating from a jungle tract on the borders of Mumbai. So their initial operations, basically they were very smart and intelligent enough, and being foreign, despite being foreigners, they had no inhibitions in attacking the officers, law enforcement officers. So earlier on two occasions we were attacked upon, and they were very smart to outsmart in fact in earlier occasions. So but when during the third time, it was like that enough is enough for us. And then we took a stand to have a direct attack on them, and then fortunately and successfully we tried to grab those kind of peddling racket, but unfortunately we suffered major injuries in that. My PSO suffered serious head injuries, I suffered bruises and those kind of things, but fortunately we were able to eliminate those kind of gangsters,
Yeah.
organized gangsters, foreigners that too, who
Mm.
were indulging into drugs.
Yeah.
So that was a very life-threatening one, but fortunately we all survived the
Yeah.
day and continue doing that.
but very few people realize it, the kind of war that you're fighting. I mean, you're fighting against the most deadly kind of people involved in this. It's because it's not only the Nexus, of course, there are a lot of other people also involved, and your hands are tied at some moments, uh, you know. Uh, Something that we really sort of appreciate, Sabirji, is that when the last incident happens, it's up to you how much you can talk about it. But the last incident that happened in the cruise, the kind of raid that you did was amazing. It was something that we were watching out. Usually we see it in movies, but the kind of raid that you did was brilliant, and we were watching all the visuals, some of them which Republic also showed. Now, what makes us upset, Sameerji, is that see, when a righteous person with his complete team is going to expose this and to catch the culprits, on the other side you have another team completely arrogant in their sense of power and money, that they can buy anything and they can change things, and whatever you do is considered absolutely nothing, because they can buy anybody and they can buy freedom, whatever. So when the public sees this kind of discrepancy, they feel very upset, because justice does not seem to be served in the right manner, Sameji.
Case specific, Minaji, the matter is sub judice, so I would
Yes,
not
absolutely.
anything like to talk
Yeah,
about the particular case
yeah.
kind of thing.
But
I
you
have
can
my own
talk about
restrictions also.
generally. Yeah, you can talk about it
But
generally.
in general, in general, I would like to reiterate that during the first portion of our interview, what I said, irrespective of the status, the power, or anything, when the law is there, I'm not here to differentiate between the law. My only job is to execute the law wherever any kind of offense is happening. My job is to do that irrespective of the outcome. Professional hazards are there. I'm ready to face it. My conviction is I have never done anything wrong in my 16 years of service. So I'm not scared of anybody. And I only follow the law. I have full faith in a system, in a constitution, in our act, in a judicial system. So I'm not scared of anything, whatever anybody says.
Yeah,
For me, I've done what my constitution is saying, what my law is saying. And if the time, permits me, or any such situation or any case, situation, similar case happen, I won't deter it doing again.
yeah. Also, Sabiji, see, we all know that you have not differentiated between any people. When it has come to drug, this thing, you've treated everyone equally. Why is the media misreporting and saying that, see, the present team of NCB are actually saying that, see, that he used to focus, Samir used to focus on only celebrities and try to bring them to book, but the present team will not do that. Do you think that news is fake, and they're just trying to build a narrative?
See, again, I cannot comment on what personal houses or what, some section talk about. I cannot
Yeah,
comment on that.
yeah,
Everybody, it's a free country.
yeah,
Everybody has the right to put in their own view. So I would not like to comment anything on that. But I would just like to state to them or communicate to them, kindly have a check on the statistics. The
yeah,
statistics are easily available on the internet. Kindly check what kind of people have been caught, how many they have been caught, and what are the percentage of the people they
yes.
are talking
We know
about are
that
caught.
by heart. How many people you have got, and the kind of, yes,
Yes, and so the picture will be very much out against whom our focus is and focus was.
yeah,
And irrespective of anything else, when there is a violation, the law doesn't differentiate between anybody.
yeah. Also, Sameerji, see, with regards to the SSR case, uh, the only question that the viewers continuously they're writing, what they want to ask you is that, was SSR a drug addict?
See, Meenaji, again, matter is in the honorable courts. So, in that case, it would not be appropriate for me to share in the public. The investigations are still on, and me commenting on anything would not be appropriate. I hope you understand that, Meenaji.
Absolutely, yeah. And also, viewers, we've been seeing a lot of other videos as well. We know exactly what was happening in the house. So since Samirji can't speak about that, we will not go into that factor at all. Samirji, see, another very important part that the parents need to know is that these drugs are also being marketed outside schools, colleges, clubs, sports clubs. So, how does the government take strict action on this?
Very, I'm so happy you have raised this issue. In fact, I myself was going to raise this issue. I'm so happy you did it yourself. See, what is happening? MHA, we have the MHA has started one very active
Yeah,
kind of program. What I would like to say, or initiative, or policy decision to
yeah,
make the drugs free campuses of schools and colleges across the country.
yeah,
There is my gov pledge basically.
yeah, yeah,
If you go to mygov.in, which is a government site,
yeah,
and take a pledge against the drugs menace,
yeah,
and you go to that site, download it, take a pledge, and after that you display it across.
yeah,
So reiterating your pledge, your commitment towards drug fight. So I
yeah.
would request all the listeners
Yes,
on your
absolutely.
channel to kindly log into it and download that certificate and pledge
Yeah,
against drugs. That is number one. Number two, also, yes, you are very much right. The drug peddlers and the syndicates are targeting the colleges and the schools and the universities because the children, the youths, and the youngsters are very much gullible.
yeah,
And for them, it's very easy to make them addicts and to sell drugs.
yeah,
So we, during my time in NCB also, I had started a kind of a movement or a kind of an drive
yeah,
to get in touch with all across 200 schools and colleges in Mumbai, talk to them, interact with them, and after that, spread the kind of awareness against drugs and take a pledge from them that they will not tolerate drugs on their campuses. And any activity is found, they need to inform the NCB. I had given my personal number
yeah,
also,
yeah,
and they can call me up directly also if there is no kind of redressal to the issues.
yeah,
And after that, I would also now request them or the parents, kindly be very much careful in the vicinity of the schools and colleges where these
yeah,
people are operating. Any kind of activity you see which is happening, kindly inform the local police station. If that is not done, kindly inform the senior IPS officer like the DCP of that area,
yeah,
or you can approach the NCB. If they have any kind of threat or any kind of inhibitions, they don't want to go in front of the officer or the agency, they can mail to them. The mail ID is also openly
yeah.
available on the internet. So you can mail it, keeping your identity strictly confidential. And if it is, if your information is actionable, plausible, action will be definitely taken.
Also, see, there was one suggestion that I'd made to the government, the center, that if documentaries showing the after effects of drugs on youngsters could be shown in schools and colleges and institutes, that could also have a major effect because what they become is not the kind of image that they show in movies where they are handsome heroes or beautiful heroines taking drugs. It's not that. Once this happens, and what are the after effects of drugs, if that can be the ugliness of that side can be shown through documentaries to children and students, then that can also have a big impact. Samir ji, isn't that also important?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I mean, this is a very inviting suggestion what you gave to the seniors and the policy makers. Of course, that will make a difference. The documentaries should be run across the schools, colleges, and that too in regular intervals.
yes,
Regarding I would also go one step ahead of this. For example, in cinemas and movies also, when
yes.
we are
I was
focusing
coming to
much
that
on
point.
the
Yeah,
smoking and drinking
yeah,
thing, they should also more focus on the drug related issues.
yeah,
If the side effect of drug consumption having on health
yeah,
is displayed to all the youngsters and the moviegoers, that will also make a difference.
yeah,
See, one thing I would like to share to the viewers is, see, our body is a temple basically.
yeah,
So, as we, revere the temples and the god, we have the reverences. So, the same thing we should have also towards the body.
yeah,
And whatever thing is going inside a body, having drug is definitely a very unholy and a foreign thing which is going in a body. So, we should avoid that. I have seen cases where people who are into drug consumption do not have any, sense of differentiating between their mothers and their wives.
Yes. Yes.
So those kind of things, wrong things what we have seen
Yeah.
is, so
Yeah.
it's a very dirty kind of an vice which need to be tackled right now, and, or else things would go out of hand.
Yeah. Also, Samiji, see, one thing people are not realizing, ever since the OTT platforms have come into being, see, they carry content that very specifically says, certain things, as in subheadings, as in, violent language, drug abuse, sexual content. So it seems as if these things are not there, the movies are not acceptable on OTT platforms because they're trying to regularize the drugs and other such negative factors. So we've written a lot about it, and I think the government also has to take this into as an important point.
See, unfortunately, there are some OTT platforms where I have seen the
Yes,
things
yes,
where
yeah.
these kind of drug lords are being glorified.
Yes,
The kind
absolutely.
of
Yeah,
lifestyle what
the
they're
truth is
living,
not being shown.
yeah, and the truth is definitely being not shown. So that
Yeah,
is not cool.
yeah,
Absolutely not cool.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is completely illegal.
Yes,
Consumption is also very much illegal.
yeah,
So the kind of OTT platforms are showing consumption, and after that, the things what are going on around it,
yeah.
it is completely illegal. If anybody found consuming or doing all such activities, is liable for prosecution, can be arrested anytime. So we should also, take up the issue, kind of condemning these kind of activities
Yes,
which are promoting drug consumption in our country.
yeah. Also, Sabiji, you've given us a precious 1 hour and you've been so kind to answer all the questions. Samiji, see, now a lot of the people, I think almost around 500 people are watching. See, could you tell us what is your advice to all the mothers and fathers who are listening to this and the youngsters that if, as you say, peer pressure can, force you into drugs. How do they prevent this? That it's very important that you give some tips to them, how they should get out of it or how they should not get into it.
Yeah, see, earlier also I stated, kindly look to your kid,
Yeah,
when the typical kind of symptoms, what
yeah,
I have seen, what I mentioned earlier also,
yes,
like sleep deprivation, I mean, the kind of sleep pattern has been changed, sleeping less, dark circles, and after that, more on the internet, more on dark web kind of thing. Talking, he is not interacting with the family. Thirdly, the parents are also noticing the suddenly the change in his spending
yeah,
patterns.
yeah,
Then after that, sometimes when you don't get drugs, like what we've seen in COVID times,
yeah,
there are a lot many withdrawal symptoms what a patient is having, a
yeah,
addict is having. He's
yeah,
having a lot of body cramps. Then after that, stomach aches are also happening if he's not having drugs. So whenever they notice such kind of things, immediately not to wait or not to give any kind of a chance to the to the kid or the wards. So what they need to do is immediately approach any kind of NGOs. There is a Nasha Mukti Kendra also,
yeah,
which is a kind of an umbrella NGO,
yeah,
which are connected to lot many NGOs across the state of Maharashtra and Goa.
yeah,
So Nasha Mukti Kendra also they can consult if any kind of thing is there. So if a person is addicted to kind of methadone drug, so methadone treatment is also going on.
yeah,
Lot many hospitals are also doing that. So without waiting anything, kindly approach them. If they want anything from the law enforcement agency also, initially after taking redressal of the situation, getting in, we can also help. We can also facilitate the parents in getting in touch with those kind of NGOs, Nasha
yeah,
Mukti Kendras and lot many other NGOs also. Apart from that, also, if they're having any kind of valid inputs for the agencies, also, okay, the person who's supplying to their kids. So let the agencies take their call. Let the agencies work on that kind of input and bust the entire syndicate. So not to keep quiet about it. Please come vocal. Please
yeah,
share this input with the NGOs. Please share this input with the law enforcement agencies. Don't take it lightly. I would like to say that, because this is completely destroying our youth, and this will, the outcome can also be suicidal tendencies can also
yes.
be generated after consumption of these kind of drugs.
Samiji, see, a lot of the mainstream don't cover these issues. But a lot of the YouTubers have started focusing on this. So there's been a lot of good work by a lot of the YouTubers to expose this. And I think,
Meenaji, I cannot listen to you, so I'll
yeah,
just reconnect.
yeah, yeah. We just wait for Samirji to join or rejoin. Yes, Samirji. Yeah. Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So in this interim, after the death of SSR, what has happened is a lot of new YouTube channels have sprouted out because there has been a tendency for some of the mainstream channels not to speak about a lot of the injustice that is being done to society. And I suppose you have also noticed that when you got support, there were a lot of people in your support, mainly because uh, people were turning to YouTube channels for getting the truth or
True.
the right side of the story.
Right.
So, how has it impacted yourself? How do you feel about this sort of growth?
Meenaji, I said I was, in fact, thankful to such kind of things on the social media and the kind of feedback. See, I'm not very much active on Twitter or Insta, being served my and most of the career in intelligence agency, so that prohibited me from, and I'm a peace loving person, so I'm away from a lot many social media platforms. But what I've been hearing from my family, from my friends, was a lot many due to the social media thing, what was going on. Tremendous support, and people knew the right thing, what it was going on. The lot
Yeah,
many YouTube channels also,
yeah,
they knew what happened.
yeah,
There were some kind of camp, or I would like to say, some malified people
yes, yes,
try to make me a rube cop.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
also I
yeah,
came to know.
yeah,
But for my fortunate things, and the nation knew what exactly
yeah,
is
yeah,
happening. Lot many YouTube channels and the social media try to display the true picture,
yes,
despite some of the media groups, or I would not like to name them,
yeah,
some of the few people who try to portray the wrong things, the
yeah.
negativity. They try to spread the negativity, try to make me a wrong cop, rude cop. But the truth prevailed. People know what the right thing is, and the most, and the entire nation, I would like to say, was very supportive. They knew the truth, and I'm very grateful and fortunate to be an Indian and to be in the country and serving them.
There's a lot of responses from people saying that amazing officer, we're proud of Samir sir. And a lady says, NY Traveler says, stayed up so late just to watch Samir sir, 2:30 a.m. here. That's from Canada and
Oh,
places like that.
thank you very much. Thanks a
Yeah,
lot. Thanks a
yeah.
lot.
A lot of my
Yeah,
viewers said that they'll stay up,
I'm so fortunate. I'm
yeah,
so fortunate
just to
and
listen
highly
to you.
grateful to them to,
Yeah,
shower their good words, praises, their blessings on me. Thank you very much.
yeah. So on a last note, Samiji, we know that you are a workaholic, but when you're actually free, the little time that you get when you're free, what do you really enjoy doing?
See, recently now, after getting relief from NCB, in this 16 years of my career,
Yeah,
I'm on good chutti. I'm on good
yeah,
leave.
yeah,
Being with my only two things I enjoy right now. Number one is seeing my kids getting up,
yeah, yeah,
cuddling them,
yeah,
being with them. They are small. I
yeah.
really adore and enjoy being with them. Number one, which
That
I've
is
missed all
another
my
that is
life.
another side to your character.
Yeah, so seeing them getting
Yeah,
up and seeing them talking to me, cuddling them, that I love. I love, spending time with them. That is
yeah,
number one.
yeah,
Number two, I have not focused on my family, all my 16 years, their health wise also. So this give me an opportunity to be with my father. He's a senior citizen. Be with my sister. Be with my wife. So spending time with them. Thirdly, I love reading basically,
okay,
my job profile and my job never permitted me into going into that. So I like reading
what are the kind of books you
historical
like?
non-fictions
Ah,
basically.
okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
So historical non-fiction has been my forte during my college days. So whatever time I have, apart from the legal things, what
Yeah,
I'm reading draft,
yeah,
I'm reading all the
yeah, yeah,
petitions,
yeah,
whatever I'm fighting for those things. Apart from that, if I get some time, I like reading historical non-fiction. So that I'm doing now.
yeah. No, see, I want to tell the viewers also one thing about Samirji, all of you should know, and I'm sure many of you know, is that every single message he answers, every single call he answers. He also responds in between his hectic schedule. I mean, very rarely do I see such people. I've spoken and interacted with a lot of people, officers, but the kind of response that Samirji does is, inexplicable. So
Arey,
on that note,
I'm the servant. As said, I'm government servant. Government means people.
yeah,
मैं आप लोग की सेवा करने के लिए हूँ. If there is an error in my mind, I'm that three word. I'm an IRS officer. Then I'm a big zero. I'm a big failure. If I'm in that air and if I'm in that ego zone, I'm a servant. My job is to serve you people. So I have
sir,
to
but
answer.
in today's Kali Yuga, you are an exception.
No, I'm just
Very
doing
few
my job.
people.
Minaji, you're grateful for such words. I'm really grateful for you. But I'm just a government servant. That's it.
Yeah. So on this note, I'd like to thank you, Kranti ji, your father, and your sister,
Thank you.
and
Thank
your
you very
children,
much.
for children also, for having such a wonderful person in their midst
Thank you.
and the kind of service you're doing to India.
Thank you very much. Jai Hind and Dhanyavad.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Good
much.
night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.